Hi, welcome again to yet another presentation from Hacktronics India. In this video, we'll look into how to make a simple robot using various parts. So the problem with making a robot using different components, it's the compatibility issue. Like the wheels might not fit the motors, or the chassis may be too small for the motors, and all those different issues are there. Now there are ready-made robotic kits available, but the problem with those kits are, firstly, they are very expensive. Secondly, they don't have any build quality as such. So either some of the parts are like cheap plastic parts and all those things. And thirdly, with them also, it's not like a simple matter of plug and play. With them also, like, you have to do some modification in the chassis to make it fit, like the holes may not be perfectly aligned. So all those issues will still be there even if you buy a really costly robotics kit. So anyway, we'll look into this very simple chassis. It's a very simple chassis, as you can see. Like, it has this 4 motor mounting bracket already there, so you don't need any motor U-clips and all those things here to mount any motors and all those things. So you can use a simple DC motors like this, and you can use wheels like this. So the thing is, you don't need 4 motors here. You can just use 2 motors and then two dead axles here to mount another wheels. So the thing is, like, when I started into robotics, I thought like putting 4 motors to have like more power and all those things. But with like more motors, it become more hassle to control the robot more precisely, because the speed will be too high, and then you have to do all this PWM and all those things to like precisely control the motors. So like 2 motors are more than sufficient for this small chassis. You can use 4 motors for larger chassis that we have with, you can use that motor mounting clips and all those things. So to save time, I have just installed these 2 motors. So as you can see, you can put 2 motors here and then 2 dead axles here. So as you can see, it's really easy to mount this motor. Just insert this motor like this and put the screw like this and just tighten it with your hand only. You don't need any external tools. Like, these are small plastic parts, so it's like more preferable to just use your hand only to tighten these screws. You don't need to over tight these screws. So just use your force of your hand only to like mount this motor using these screws. So like, we have mounted here these 2 motors here, as you can see, and we have mounted these 2 dead axles here, and you can mount a caster wheel also. Like, you can, I have just put it here like that only, but you can like screw it or hot glue it or weld it or whatever, like whichever way you are comfortable to put this caster wheel here. Once this caster wheel and all those motors and dead axles are mounted, just slip on your wheels like this. You can see your wheels, and then just use a screwdriver to tighten this screw. You can see the screw here. You don't need to insert the screw into this hole or anything. Just put the tire into the motor bracket and just use a screwdriver to tighten this screw. Similarly, you put the wheels on all the other motors and the dead axle. So in the dead axle, there is this one stopper ring, or it may not be there, but if it's there, just remove this ring and just put the wheel and just tighten the screws. Now once this, all the wheels have been mounted and the caster wheel, motors, that axle has been mounted, you can use separators like this. So you can just screw the separators. Now you can use motor driver boards like this. You can just screw it, and as you can see, there is this VS ground and VSS. So I believe this VS would be your 12 volt input and this ground would be the common ground, and this VSS would be your 5 volt output. Anyway, you can like look into the data sheet, but the idea is you connect your 12 volt power supply and you can use this 5 volt out to connect to your microcontroller board here, and you can use this two output boards to connect to your motors. So you can connect this to your right motor and you can connect this to your left motor, and you can use these pins to actually connect to your microcontroller board here to control the direction of these motors. So sometimes what happens that your motors are not turning in the right direction, so there are two ways: either just reverse your signal here or you can just change the wires here. So let's say these motors have two wires, red and black, so let's say red is going here and black is going here, so just reverse the wires, so black will go here and red will go here. So this way like you can control the motor directions. So like it's easy to control the motor directions, wiring and all those using just trial method rather than figuring out everything in one shot. It's much easier to just connect it, try it and just change the polarity. So these are DC motors here, so it's only which way you connect the wire, it control the direction of the motor rotation, so either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So now once you have this motors and everything mounted, so I'll show you. You can use a battery like this. You can mount this batteries like here, and you can use a battery clips like this to actually fix this battery here. And you can use pins like this to connect to your battery. So you put a wire here and just close these things and use this plastic here, so it just goes like this way and you just plug it like this thing, so there is no need to solder any wire or something. When you want to recharge your battery, it's easy to just remove these pins here and connect it to your battery charger. So I'll just show you using the battery charger. So this is the battery charger. So here you have pins like this, so just connect it like this and put it in your wall socket to charge this battery. Similarly, you put a wire here and you just can connect this thing to the battery, and then you connect the other end of the wire to this motor driver board here, and the output 5 volt can go into the microcontroller board with any microcontroller board you may wish, Raspberry Pi, Arduino, PIC microcontroller, whichever board you want, you can put it here. So as you can see, like this is a very simple robotic chassis. It can cover everything, like even like if you don't want this kind of clips, you can use cable ties or stuff like that or simple wire to make this battery stick with this chassis. Similarly, instead of the separators, you can use this nylon studs and all those things. So using this robotic components, you can make your own robotic platform. There is no need to buy any expensive robotic kits or all those things. Just buy this robotic chassis, 2 motors, 4 wheel, 2 dead axles, 1 motor driver board and few nuts and screws, separators, and you are ready to go. And if you wish, you can buy these batteries also, and some battery clips and some other stuffs for connecting wires and all those things. So you may require some few additional wires, wire stripper and all those screwdrivers and some other basic components, but like using this simple components you can assemble your own full robotic platform. Regarding the communication, like you can use whichever way you want to prefer, using NRF or using Zigbee, or just use a 433 megahertz wireless radio communication to communicate with your robotic platform. If you want to do something more complex, you can put a Raspberry Pi and a camera here, and you can use some Wi-Fi, web-based robotic navigation system and all those things, or you can make your own autonomous roving robotic platform and all those things. So how you use this robotic platform is up to you, but like you can make a basic robotic platform using this kits without much effort and in a very short time span. So this was the brief introduction into how to make a simple robotic platform for your own project. So to purchase all the components shown in this video, you can visit our website hacktronics.co.in, and you can order all these components yourself, and you can build your own robotic platform. So I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.